Hi, this is Carrie from Scrapyard Chicks here with your photo ornament for the day. We're on day 4 right now, and today we are doing a little photo garland. This is a great little idea of a little garland to put on your tree or on, you know, a wreath or something like that, and it's just really cute, and we just did it with a whole bunch of different shapes. What I did is I printed out a bunch of pictures of my niece Parker last year. It was her second Christmas. Okay, sorry about that. It was her second Christmas, so I printed out all my pictures in wallet size, and then I just added them to this really cute garland, and I'm going to show you how to make this. And then at the end I will put this on some greenery so you can see it all strung together. I used about 18 pictures, and I used about 4 yards of baker's twine when I did this. So anyway, this is what the project looks like, and you can just kind of, it's gotten a little bit tangled there at the end. And it's just a variety of different shapes. I've got some scallop circles. I've got some that are more like a starburst. I've got some stars. I just took a couple of these little 5-pointed stars that I cut with the Cricut, and I'll show you that in the directions. And then I added some embellishments on there too. You can add some rhinestones, some buttons, some different punch-out pieces, just all sorts of different ways to just sort of embellish your garland however that you like it to be. And you could actually hang jingle bells and things on this too. Now, if you're doing this, I only put photos on one side because I'm anticipating hanging this on a Christmas tree. But as you can see, they kind of spin. So if you were going to hang this someplace where you're going to see both sides of it, you probably want to put pictures on both sides. So I'll be back in a minute to show you the directions of how to put this together. Hi, okay, to get started with this project, what we're going to use a bunch of little photos. So what I did is I printed all my photos in a wallet size, and then I took my 2-inch and my 1.5-inch circle punch, and I just punched my photos out. So I punched all my pictures out into a circle shape, and then what I did is I went through, I used some of my punches, and then I don't have punches for some of the bigger sizes. So I have a 2-inch circle punch, and I have a 2-inch scallop circle punch, which I really like. But these shapes, what I did is I did these on the Cricut. These are all part of Accent Essentials, which comes with the big Cricut expression. So I went ahead and I wanted, this is a 2.5, a 2 3/4, and 2 2.5s and 1 2 3/4. I love this little starburst kind of look, and then this one is a nice scallop circle. So I just went ahead and I did a whole bunch of different shapes. I printed about 18 photos, I think, total. If you were going to do a picture on each side, you could obviously do less pictures than that, but I was only going to do a picture on one side of each of my little shapes. And then I went through and I just kind of figured out what I wanted to go on each one of my shapes. In addition to that, I also punched out some 2-inch circles out of plain red, and then this cute green dot. This is that Bow Bunny dot paper, cardstock kind of weight. And then you can use thickers or sticker letters. I actually die cut using the Cricut with some glitter paper, the year, which is 2009. And what this is these are all pictures of my niece Parker on her second Christmas, and I thought this would be really a cute little photo garland. So I have all these pictures, all these shapes, and there's one more thing, and then I wanted to do some stars. So this is a 2-inch star. You could use a star punch if you have one. You're noticing you need to do 2 of each shape because we're going to back these. We're going to put the string in between, and so you definitely want to have 2 of each shape. You could just use a plain cardstock for the back. If you're going to hang this where you're going to see both sides, you definitely might want to do a picture on both sides. So I did the little 2-inch star using the George cartridge with the Cricut, but if you have a star punch, you could use hearts, you could do, there's all kinds of different shapes that you could do. And what we're going to do when we put the stars together, we're actually going to scoot them over like this. So instead of a 5-pointed star, we end up with a really cute 10-pointed star. So that's what we're doing. So go ahead, just go ahead and die cut out or punch out a bunch of different shapes, and then you're just going to glue your pictures. Let me find one I haven't done yet. You can use dry adhesive for this. You could probably even use glue stick. You're just going to glue your picture down into the center of each of your shapes. Now, if you don't have the ability to print wallet-sized pictures, you can't figure out how to do it, I used my little compact photo printer right here, which I really like. Whoops, sorry about that. A little HP compact photo printer. It will print 4 wallets on one 4x6. I'll put a link for some software that you can also use if you want to print smaller size pictures. It's just a program that you download off the internet that's free to do that. A lot of people can resize their pictures using Photoshop, Publisher, you know, those kinds of things. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and we are going to just glue all those pictures on, just onto the fronts. And then I'm going to use about 5 yards of this baker's twine, which I really like. And you want to space your pictures out so they're about 2 inches apart. So I'm going to do a picture and then I'm going to do a star. So we'll start out with this really cute one like this. We're going to kind of lay this on there like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a line of adhesive just down the center. And actually going to go kind of all around like this, all around that shape. Then I can lay my twine. Want to leave kind of a tail at the front or at the back side of that. Lay that right down. And then I'm just going to top that off with the coordinating shape on the other side. And I'm just going to kind of grab that with my fingers just to make sure that it is nice and glued down like that. Just kind of press that together. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a star next. Now for this next star, what I did is I punched out a little circle and I added a couple little rhinestones to that. So for the next star, I'm going to kind of put it down like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive all over the back side of that back star. We're going to do exactly the same thing. I like a liquid adhesive for this because you can really capture that that twine in there. So go ahead and put your twine across like that. And then remember what we talked about. We're going to put the star going this way. So we're going to have to rub some of that off. I forgot about that. When you do the stars, you only want to put the adhesive in the center part. I kind of forgot about that step. So we'll end up with a little bit of a shine to part of this. We'll use our adhesive eraser and kind of remove all that. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to put my my garland together and then I'll be back to show you the rest. Okay, so now we finished putting all of our little sections together for our garland. So we've got our little stars and I went ahead and embellished some of those. I've got all my little shapes. I've got all my circles. They're all together, and what I did is I ended up using about 4 yards of my baker's twine. I thought I was going to use 5 yards, but I ended up using a little less. And I spaced them about 2 inches apart or so. It just kind of depends. This is not precise. I also didn't organize it in any particular fashion. So you can just kind of do it however you like it to be. And then you can kind of just see all the different kinds of shapes and things that we've got going on here. And it just makes for a really, really fun little Christmas garland. You could also do this for a birthday, something like that. So I ended up using my star shapes. I used a couple different shapes from the Cricut. The Starburst in both a 2.5 and a 2 3/4. I used a 2.5-inch scallop circle off of the Cricut, and then these were both punches that I had. I used a 2-inch and a circle and a 2-inch scallop punch, and also an 1.5 inch circle punch. I used the Cricut to do some numbers, so I could put the date on there. You could use stickers, or you could use sticker letters, whatever you like. I used just some buttons, some gems that I have. I always buy these whenever I find them because they're such a good deal. And then I also used some green and white baker's twine as well. So it's just a really fast and easy project for you to put together, and I'll show you a picture of it all strung on my tree in just a minute. Okay, so I wanted you to see the way the garland looks when it's on a Christmas tree. So you can see the way that it just loops back and forth. If you're going to put it on your tree this way, one of the things that it's important that you do is that when you put your photos on, you have them on both sides. You want them one way on the front, and then you actually want them upside down on the back. That's because the garland loops back and forth across the tree, and otherwise half of it will be upside down. So you just go ahead and put your pictures on upside down to start with. You can just see how cute this looks looped across the branches of a tree. If you were going to do this on one long garland, then you could just do your pictures and everything just on one side and just kind of the same side up. You also want to do the same thing with your numbers. You want to flip them over so that way for your date, if they are the right side up or the right way up when you're looking at them. So I hope you enjoyed the project today from Scrapyard Chicks. The photo garland is probably one of my favorites I've done, probably one of the easiest actually. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but and we will see you tomorrow for another photo project. Thanks.